I've never bet my money in the AFC South, but you got it.
I feel you. I feel you. Now let's go to the you guys' worst competition, the NFC South. Yeah, I think the NFC South called and said you guys are starting to be give me a run for my money of being sorry. So let's make it happen. Let's start with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What was the Bucks do?
Uh,
Did Baker Mayfield go ahead and sign with them,
I
or is
don't
they
think not
still?
yet. I don't think not yet. He has not gotten the contract yet.
That's a weird thing.
well,
I'll go
I
ahead. Go
will
ahead, my brother.
jump in there. Yeah, Coop, I got you.
Yes, sir.
Levante David retiring. That I think that guy's been playing linebacker in Tampa.
For a long time.
Be yeah, yeah. Before I
Long
had
time.
grandkids, I think, and
Oh yeah.
got a bunch of them now. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the babies.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he has been a mainstay. Shout out to Levante, one of the better
Yes, sir.
players, one of the
Yes.
better linebackers over the years. Um, a two-way pause. Guy that doesn't have to come out of the game against the pass, a guy that can play the run
Exactly.
as well, and appreciated him as a good player. And now he's gone. So
Yeah,
that's like these guys didn't have some good linebackers
they did.
over the years, right? That show up there and play for a bunch of years and then kind of leave a void when they leave, like my man Brooks did before this guy got here. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, that part right there is a little bit scary, I would say, for Tampa. They
Yeah.
don't know what's, in my opinion, when you lose a guy like this, you don't realize all of the things that he was bringing to the table until when you get back out there and you're
Mm-hmm.
playing with a guy that's talented, but that's not him though. Uh, so they kind of retooling this defense because of that whole linebacker situation. Don't know what's going to end up with the Vita Vea situation, but I truly believe they will work that out. They don't trade good players usually. Tampa in their history hasn't traded good players in their somewhat prime. I know he's getting up there a little bit. Vita is, but I just don't. I don't see them trading
Right.
him. Uh, and if they did, then it would really. I think this prediction would be even worse. But they, even at their best, right? They just kind of hang on, and uh, I hate to do it to Coach Bowles, bro, but because he needs it. He needs a playoff.
Yes.
He needs
Yeah.
a division win, division championship, I should say. And unfortunately, man, I just don't think this year is gonna be it for them. Bro. I
No.
don't. I'm sorry. Mike is gone. I know they got Ekuba
Ibuka.
and
Ibuka.
and
Yep. Ibuka. Yep.
Ibuka and Godwin still, who's hasn't been himself, and a couple
Yes.
other guys. They got decent weapons, bro. But Big Mike is
They do.
gone. I think they're gonna miss that. They think that they're not, but they are. And I'm rambling at this point, but up and down. Todd needs it, but it's not gonna happen. He possibly could be fired.
Which I don't wish that
I
on them.
damn near want to say 6-11, but I'm gonna say 7-10 for Tampa this year, bro.
I'm gonna agree with my brother here. Um. Also, Bucky Irvin is gone.
He is?
Oh,
Isn't Bucky
really?
Irvin gone? Isn't Bucky Irvin gone?
I think you got him confused with
Oh, Ricard White. My fault. Never mind.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
never
yeah.
mind.
The
Okay,
other guy,
excuse what I was gonna say. So I'm gonna say this though: the Bucks still aren't quite elite yet. They're not in the elite tier. They're not an elite team. So, and there's always some NFC South randoms. I feel the Carolina's getting better, and I feel like the Saints is gonna get better. But this could possibly be a convincing 10-win team. I'm not convinced. I'm not sold. I'm not buying that. So here's the deal: the front seven improvements are not them. They're not them. Ruben Bain Jr. I think he can definitely be a decent player, and I definitely think Jeremiah Trotter is definitely going to be a problem too. But those are just two guys, people. Like my man said, I don't know about the Vita Vea situation. You lost Jamel Dean to us. Todd Bowles, I don't wish this on you at all, especially like the defense that you run. You're a good coach, and I feel like you're a solid guy. I'm definitely going to agree with my brother here and say 7-10 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're going to take a big decrease, and they're going to miss Mike Evans. So I'm going to say 7-10.
I mean, I don't know. This team, I feel like it's only I feel like I have the same opinion for this team as I do another team in this division. When that team comes up, I'll say it. But for me, it all kind of revolves around coaching for this team. Because I think this team has talent. I really think they do. And especially, I don't think it's really a necessary worry, but especially if Baker Mayfield comes back, which he won 99% chance he probably will. But I'm not just worried. I like the talent on this team. I know they potentially leaving is a concern, but I think it's going to be one of those Myles Garrett quote-unquote situations where he's just doing this to see if he can get the Buccaneers to pay up just a little bit more money on that contract, which honestly, I'm not mad at it. That's what he's trying to do.
Me either.
But like, I like the talent on this team, so I think this team can really go like 10-7. But once again, I just feel like it falls on coaching. I think what Ragu said about Todd Bowles is 100% true. I think this season can really either make or break him. And I really hope he can step up because, once again, this division doesn't look too hot. So I feel like winning the division really should be on the table for this Buccaneers team. If he doesn't win that division, then I'm kind of scared for his job, honestly, in Tampa.
Solid take.
My quick take on the Buccaneers, I agree with everything what you guys just said. I'm going to sound harsh on Todd Bowles here, but I think he's on the hot seat for this season.
He's hot as hell. Yeah.
He's got to deliver a division title, especially in a weaker division. No offense to him and the Buccaneers, but they blew it last season. They should have won that division easily last season. And I think it's a bit of a, Baker Mayfield's probably one of the better quarterbacks in the division. But he didn't sign a new contract, so they didn't give him a new contract. So is he going to be pissed off about it? Is he going to play harder? I'm not sure how he's going to react to that. But I think the Buccaneers, they lost a couple of good experienced players, like you guys said, in Levante David. He was like a leader of men, quarterback on defense for that team for a long, long time. And they lost one of their best wide receivers in Mike Evans. I think he's gone to the 49ers, I believe.
Yes.
So, but they did pick up Reuben Bain Jr., like you said, Marvin, in the draft. I think he was one of the best linebackers in the draft. He's probably going to be an instant starter for the Buccaneers. But I agree with you guys. I think the Buccaneers are going to be a pretty average team this season. I'm going to go with a record of 8-9.
I will say this: I don't think this seat is necessarily hot right now, but it's like when it's the winter time and you start to come in the house and you see the house is really, really cold, and then you crank that AC up to where it's warm. But you always know that when it starts to stay warm for like an hour, you notice how the room starts to get very, very hot. That's what it's kind of feeling like for Todd Bowles right now. Like, we're cranking up the AC. The seat has been on warm for a little bit too long, so now I'm thinking about, man, maybe I should do something about this temperature. That's what I feel like with Todd Bowles right now.
So put that man's chair in the California 100-degree weather. That's a hot seat, boy. I don't give a shit. He is in the hot chair.
I think it's like Tennessee spring weather, Marv. That's how I feel.
Hell no.
Like Tennessee spring weather.
Ragu, you call me the next time it's 100+ where you at and put a chair out there. That's gonna be Todd Bowles' seat. I don't give a shit.
Right. Sit right out in the sun.
Right out in the sun.
One of those metal chairs.
Yes.
Right?
Metal chairs is crazy.
Yeah,
it's so hot, you won't even sit on that thing, right? Todd Bowles won't even sit down in his chair at this
That's that family reunion chair right there.
It's a wrap, bro. Let's start with the Saints. I'm gonna go with the Saints for the second team. I feel like they've done an excellent job building around this offense, around the sophomore quarterback, Tyler Shaw. Now, as my brother knows me, I was really cussing and dogging the Saints out last year. I really was. I have a feeling I'm going to owe them a few apologies this season. I feel like the Saints will improve. They improved with the running backs. They drafted another receiver on the side of Chris Olave. And they drafted some young defensive guys, man. I'm like, okay, let's see what they can really do. And I feel like Coach Dennis, is going to definitely use the playmakers that he has. So the reality is going to set in the first half, and they did great the second half. I feel like they're going to have a great overall year. I'm going to say this is going to be a hot take. The Saints 10-7, but
Whoa.
they don't win a division.
Whoa, that's the hot take right there.
That's a
We're
real
not winning
hot
this
take.
division at 10-7 that's the hot take. But all right. Anybody want to go?
Can I go with the Saints
Go
just
ahead.
quickly?
Yes, sir.
Uh, this is going to be another hot take, but the Saints are going to win the NFC South this season
Whoa.
with a
Okay.
losing record of 8-9.
I
Give
like
me
that.
some
I like
music.
this.
Some,
I like this
some,
one.
What?
I tell you why. Look, I agree, Marvin. I agree. I think Tyler Shuck is a great quarterback. He had a pretty good rookie season last year. He showed a lot. I watched him against the Dolphins, and he was unlucky not to win the game against the Miami Dolphins last season. He's got plenty of potential. You got Alvin Kamara. He's still a pretty explosive running back, and they got that Ethiopian guy from the Jaguars.
Yep.
So that's going to be a pretty good running back duo. You got what's the wide receiver? Chris Olave. He's a pretty good, decent wide receiver. So he's got weapons around him, Tyler Chuck. And then also with the Saints, they got Chase. They got a pretty good defensive line with Chase Young and Cam Jordan. So I think the Saints are up in the right. I think they're going in the. I think they're going to improve again this season, and I think they're going to steal the division at 8-9 in a bad division, really.
wow, that's a great takes.
Thank
I
Awesome.
you.
mean,
I'm
go ahead.
go ahead, Jay Will. Go ahead, Jay Will.
I'm gonna say this. I do think people do not give Tyler Show the credit he deserved. But a lot of people were downing him, and it wasn't really his fault. But after the whole Shador situation, people looked at him and was like, "Okay, now we can hold you to a high pedestal that mind you, Shador was taken like first round. Nobody was having him on that pedestal, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like he did what he did in New Orleans. I think this team has a lot of veterans that they can rely on. 6-11. Mainly because I'm not so focused. I don't like the offense. I'm gonna be honest with you. You go out and you realize that hey, Chris Olave is a receiver that even though he's good, he has a lot of injury concerns. So what do? You go draft a wide receiver in the first round that also has injury concerns. I don't like that personally because that tells me that if one of those guys go down, that team may not look as good offensively as it does. I think Kamara's getting really old. I think his production has drastically gone down the past 4 years. I wouldn't even be surprised. I don't even know if he's starting this year, but I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up losing that starting role to whoever the backup is. I just don't. I think the Saints are headed in the right direction. Yes, 100%. But I don't think that year will they kind of start gaining wins and national championship or national attention. Excuse me, will be this year. So I like 6-11. But I like what the future holds for New Orleans, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's a great segue into what I was going to say but first, before that, let me do my annual dissing of Mickey Loomis, the worst general manager in 2 different leagues. Do you understand how do you understand how bad you have to be, right, to be the worst in 2 different sports? But I don't know how he keeps his job, but he does. They are routinely in salary cap hell.
Yes.
Once again, they find themselves in salary cap hell again. And the youth movement on defense is indicative of that. Not sure, that O-line is going to hold up as well. But I do like – so, cool. When I was playing with Syracuse on the game and I start telling people about Tyler Shock, they was like, oh, why are you doing videos of this guy? This guy is going to be a backup in the league. This guy is going to be a afterthought after this draft. And this is the comments that I was getting, bro, when I did the video on Tyler Shock a couple years ago when he was coming out of Syracuse. I thought he was a good player, bro. And he's proven to be – so I love when that kind of shit happens. That I knew what I was seeing was correct. So I think they got a good quarterback. I think he's going to be good. But exactly what Jay Will said. Now you got two injury-prone wide receivers. Neither one of them are the, bigger pause, like X-type receivers. Yeah. And one of them you just paid to where now you're locked into him for –
yes.
Hopefully he doesn't get hurt, Olave. So I think they need a year for the gumbo to cook down there in New Orleans, right? And I do mean I meant the gumbo because it's New Orleans. They need a little more time for the gumbo to cook. But like Jay Will said, the gumbo is cooking though. It's
slowly.
They got some stuff down there, bro. But it's a little young right now, and I don't believe in the run they made last year. I'm not about to put in a bunch of stock on it. Oh, did you see how the Saints finished last year? They're gonna. So no, 5-12, but a solid 5-12. You know what I'm saying? They gonna, like how we said about the other team. Who was that? We said that about Adrian.
The
They're gonna
Titans.
lose close games.
Titans, yeah.
Yeah, the Titans. They're gonna lose close, tough games, but they're gonna lose. So yeah, 5-12 for the Saints, 7-10 for Tampa.
They're gonna definitely lose the international game. So I count that as a loss.
They playing the steel curtain.
Oh yeah, of course. Yes. Okay. Hear me out, people. Carolina Panthers. Although the Panthers made some notable offseason improvements to the roster, their quarterback play still creates too much uncertainty, knocking off teams like the Eagles, the Broncos. We've seen those games last year. But finding a way to finish a sub-500 record is exactly what we've come to expect from Carolina. I like the players that they have on defense. I feel like their defense has really improved. I feel Bryce is going to be great. I feel like he's going to do well this season. Here's your NFC South winners, Carolina Panthers. Also with 10-7, but they win against the Saints to win the division. So I say 10-7. Carolina wins the division. I think they're headed into the right direction.
So I am as a disclaimer, tremendous Bryce Young supporter. Was really not feeling good about how his career was turning out at first. But last year, Floyd, he showed you why they drafted him so high. Yeah, he's small, but actually he started to make some plays, getting outside the pocket, making people miss, running and then getting down. Just kind of frustrating the team, like how he used to do in college. Right? You think you got him and you don't have him. Ted Aroa, guy we scouted, Coop and myself. The Raiders almost took this guy a couple years ago in the draft. So I think he's starting to build on the rapport with him, right? Still got the X-Man there, Xavier Legette, right? Yep. The running back situation, they kind of loaded at running back. I ain't going to lie. They running backs is kind of nice, bro. They run that football in Carolina. And then Mr. Derrick Brown all of a sudden jumps up and is an all-pro defensive tackle for those guys. And then I would be messed up if I didn't mention the most aggressive corner perhaps in the National Football League, the entire National Football League, Mr. J.C. Horn. He shows up for a dogfight. Like they say, Coop, he wants you to run duo to his side so he can crack somebody.
Exactly. He's begging for you to. Yeah.
With all that said, mediocre division, right? This is the mediocre division of mediocre. Nobody wins 10 games in this division ever. I don't give a damn what happens. So 9-8 for Bryce and the Panthers, but they're going to win the division. I know, Coop. I know. You thought I was going to say more wins.
I thought you was too, brother. Dame was still on that same shit from last year.
Man. Look, I'm going to say it like this. I'm going to say it like this. The way I look at the Panthers, this is going to sound weird until I break it down, reminds me of like my homemade potato soup. Now, hear me out. I think that when you make potato soup, when you start to put the ingredients in the crock pot, that's how I cook mine. That may be a hot take. I put mine in the crock pot like a slow cook. It looks horrible. I mean, once you chop up the potatoes, you put the potatoes in there, and then you put the cream of cheese and all these other ingredients. Before you turn the crock pot on and you pour the little chicken broth, it looks absolutely horrible. And that's what the Panthers have been looking like for the past few years. Their offensive line was horrible. Their defense, 2024, was horrible. But then you start to turn the slow cooker on a little bit, and then you realize, okay, you're heading in the right direction. It's starting to look better. It's starting to look better in Carolina. Bryce Young has drastically, I feel like, improved. And I feel like I owe him an apology because I really didn't have that faith in him anymore. The offensive line is not perfect, but it has gotten better. The defense, 100% is not perfect. I still think they need a few guys on that defense. But Derek Brown, J.C. Horn, they have pieces. But in general, this team is still an 89 team, but I say all that to say that I think that if you continue to add in the season, you continue to add in the right brand cheese and all this stuff, I feel like you have a big, beautiful crock pot, and you have an elite team in Carolina in the next few years if you continue on this upward trend. And I really, really like what's in store for this Panthers team, honestly. So I'm still going to go 89, but I think I would bet my chips on the Panthers being a playoff team in like the next 2 years. A legitimate playoff team. Not an 8-9, under 500 division winner team. A legitimate playoff team.
Okay.
Shout out to my homemade potato soup.
My quick take on the Panthers. I think they're going to take a step backwards a little bit this season. I think Bryce Young had a great season, a breakout through season last year. I was glad to see that because that guy's gone through a bit of adversity. You know, he was on the verge of, being a backup quarterback a couple of years ago. He got dropped for Andy Dalton a couple of seasons ago at the Panthers, I remember. So the way he's bounced back, and all credit to him. They got a tougher schedule, obviously, this season. I think the loss of Raquel Doddle is a big loss for them. He's gone to the Steelers because I think what helped Bryce Young was Raquel Doddle, is that how you pronounce his name, and Chuba Hubbard. They carried the ball times 25 a game, 25 times a game last season. They took a lot of pressure off Bryce Young. So with Doddle missing, that just leaves Chuba Hubbard. I'm not sure who the other backup running back is.
Mr. Jonathan Brooks.
Jonathan Brooks.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
Watch out. Watch it. I think he will, Jay will. I'm telling you.
So, but
he's pretty serious.
But you know, they almost beat the Rams in the wild card round last season. They gave
a nice fade, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
They lost in the last minute to the Rams. So I think I'm gonna take a step backwards with the Panthers. I'm gonna go 6-11. I'm not sure if Bryce Young, has another. I think he has another good year, but I'm not sure if he's going to have a great year again.
And real quick before you move on, Coop, this is the argument J. Will for reseeding, right? Because as Adrian just mentioned, the Rams traveled to Carolina last year in the playoffs, which sounds ridiculous, but that's what happened. They had to go play in Carolina.
Right.
So
but
for your committee members, this is the poster child for the reason people want reseeding. I'm not sure how we feel about that, and we should probably do a show on that one day, Coop. But
yes, sir.
This is definitely the argument for it right there, bro. Carolina had no business hosting the Rams last year.
Ragu, I said this. Me and you said this in December. It don't matter to me. You ain't get that city. Go win that football game if you're the better team. That's all you got to do.
True.
It don't matter to me. Go play that. It don't matter to me. Spot the ball. I mean,
go beat them. Yeah.
If don't get me wrong, if it gets reseeded, to me it's okay, fine. But it's not a concern to me to complain about it to the league officials. That to me, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Go win a football game. I don't care.
I'm not going to spend too much time on these guys. Kind of lost hope in them. I've always seemed like I'm giving them 8 wins or 9 wins. They disappoint me.
Yeah, the whole division is like that.
Posting their worst record since 2020 isn't the best way for the Falcons to start with Kevin Stefanski era. This guy's a clown, but this is another team that could be weighed down quite a bit by its quarterback situation. So after they're sorry, I don't care.
Hey, you was trying to be professional.
I was trying to be professional, my brother. This is a brief glimpse of what's possible with this group. I know they're on right now. I haven't turned on the game, but these QB issues, it's frustrating. So I'm gonna say this: Falcons 5-12. I feel bad for my man Bijan Robinson, one of the most elite running backs I've seen. Kyle Pitts has stepped up last year. I feel like his numbers decreased. Drake London's decreased. Got a lot of injuries on the defense now. James Pierce just went out with an injury for the year, so don't really see this team really doing anything special. So 5-12. Don't even know what direction the Falcons is going into, honestly. So 5-12.
I'm gonna go, guys, please. Yeah, Coop. It seems like we say 9-8, 8-9 every year for these guys. 100%. Stefanski, another one of those. Let's be honest, man. Retread coaches, right?
Yes.
The dudes that get fired and get another chance, and he got a chance right away.
Right.
Whatever. It's like they got something on Roger and the guys in New York in the offices or whatever, because they get jobs after really failing.
Yes.
Right? After failing, they end up landing head coaching jobs again. And Stefanski does it again. I'm not saying he's doing it again, but the situation comes up again. This time it's him. He gets handed a pretty good team here. If I was a coach, I would be happy to take this job.
Right.
Now, then they proceed to do what Jay Will said New Orleans did at the receiver at quarterback. Now, how the hell are you going to do that? How are you going to – okay, receiver is one thing. All right? How the hell are you going to have 2 suspect guys at QB?
Yes.
Shout out to Ty. They got Tua turned the ball over. Right? And then they got Penix, who, like we say, Coop, the scouts say what they say about you in the draft, and that shit is true. Pardon my language. So if you ever want to know about a player, listen to the drafts, scouts before they come to the league, bro. They're telling the truth. They told us this dude's knees was bad, and what happened?
It's going.
They told us Jaden was fragile and that he shouldn't be running in the league. What happened?
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Better listen.
The scouts are right. That's a whole nother show. So, but they got high-powered dudes. Perhaps the best player in the entire league, people are saying.
Yeah.
Offensively, anyway. The tight end, they just signed the receiver. I mean, it looks like they got it all figured out. But because of the suspect quarterback situation, they're not going to win any more than 8 games. And that's why Bryce and the Panthers are going to win this division at 9-8 because these guys are going to go 8-9. What? I didn't sound like I was about to say no bunch of wins. I didn't sound like I was about to say a bunch of wins. Did I, Jay Will?
No, it's like
definitely
I think I'm tripping because we spent the hour and plus on these whack ass South divisions.
That's just because we're football guys. Bro.
I feel you, brother. I feel you. Go ahead,
Look,
Joe.
man. Let's be honest here, right? I'm kind of about to pick you up back off of what you said, and kind of put it into my own terms. You said that the Saints, what they did at wide receiver, is exactly what the Falcons have been doing at quarterback. And it's crazy because when you said that, I had to do a little search. If we're going to be honest, Matt Ryan around 2019, that's kind of when the wheels started to fall off, right? Stayed there for another 2 seasons. Falcons went 4-12, 7-10. What did they do? They go get Marcus Mariota. I think they drafted Desmond Ridder. None of those guys for the answer. Desmond Ridder stays the next year, and then you have Taylor Heineke. Once again, none of those guys for the answer. So you know what they do? They continue to put Band-Aids on this position, go sign Kirk Cousins, and then to try to get some insurance on that position, they go and draft Michael Penix. Once again, none of those guys works out. So now you head into this season right here where, once again, I think that the Falcons roster-wise, outside of that the quarterback position, it's not that bad. But then you go out and you hire Kevin Stefanski, who's looked like a clown the past 2 years, and you expect me to have some faith in this Falcons team? Absolutely not. I think this is a 6-11 team, honestly. And I would not be surprised if it's worse than that. I hate it for you, John. I hate it for the guys who actually contribute on that team. But the Falcons don't know how to run that organization. And it's kind of annoying because I feel like they're trapping such good talent on that roster that needs to be somewhere else actually doing something else. Like, I really don't understand what's the problem with this organization. Why they keep trying to put little Band-Aids on this. Think they fixed it with the Michael Penix situation. Whole time, the backup insurance is just as worse as the insurance you have now. So, I mean, what are we doing? It's like
trading bad insurance.
It's like having a 1999 Dodge Durango and then having like a 1987 Volkswagen right next to it in case that one breaks down. Like none of that stuff is going to work. You need to go out there and get you a 2025 Santa Fe, Honda, something that actually can run for a while. Because right now, go get you a Honda. Hondas they last over 250,000 miles. So get you one of those type quarterbacks. But they're going to continue to put a Band-Aid on this situation until they can actually go out and get a quarterback. I have no faith in this Falcons team whatsoever.
Yeah, I completely agree with you guys with the Falcons. I think if they just had a decent, reliable quarterback, they would win this division. I believe they got one of the best roster, the best roster in the NFC South, especially on offense. They got Bijan Robinson. He's elite. He's probably one of the best running backs in the league. Cole Pitts, tight end. You got they got good wide receivers as well. So they're stacked on offense, and they got a pretty good defense led by Jesse Bates. They got a good defensive coordinator in Jeff Ulbrich. I believe he's a decent DT coordinator. So they got all the pieces. Just the one piece missing is a quarterback. You can't rely on Tua or Michael Penix Jr. Number one, they're injury prone, and number two, I don't think they're that great at quarterbacks anyway, even when they are fit. So if they had like a top 20 quarterback, they would definitely win this division. So I'm going to go with the Falcons. I agree with you. I agree with you guys with their overall record. I think they're going to go no more than 7 wins, 7-10.
All right, the NFC South is done.